Hi, Madison Library District tweens, all of you who are ages 6 to 11. We are going to do our STEAM activity today, and if you want to come and do these in person, we will do them on the second and the fourth Tuesday of each month at 4 o'clock. So if you want to come and meet other tweens and have fun and make these here at the library, you can come and do that. But today, what we made were these fun little Cupid bows that will go with these arrows that are made out of Q-tips. And the reason why we chose Q-tips is because the Q-tip was invented in 1923. And as part of our centennial celebration in February, we're doing the 1920s. And when it was invented, the person who invented it saw his wife take a toothpick and then put some cotton on the end of the toothpick to clean out their children's ears, and thought something else needed to be done. And so that is how the Q-tip was invented. So here we go. So in your kit, you should receive some instructions right here, with also some other cool suggestions for books of things that you can read about Greek mythology, because we are doing a Q-tip bow and arrow. And of course, a little mini Cupid might shoot this bow and arrow. But we are going to make this right here. And in your kit, you should also get some duct tape to decorate it if you want to. You don't have to use that if you don't want to. Some Q-tips for your arrows, some dental floss, and a popsicle stick or a wooden craft stick. And then what you need to bring is you need to get a pencil and some toenail nail clippers, a marker, and some scissors. And then you need to soak your popsicle stick in some warm water for at least an hour. We soaked ours for about an hour and a half before we did this. So it makes the wood more pliable. Okay, let's get going. We're going to put all of this over to the side. And I'll work here in the front. So first step, what you want to do is just dry off your popsicle stick. Okay, make it nice and dry. Then you are going to mark a pattern for the notches. Now let me show you on here on the paper towel how it's supposed to look in big form. You want it straight, and then you're going to go back and do an angle and make a triangle for your notches. So here's the other side, okay? And then it's going to go back and make a notch so that you have straight on this end. And the same thing here. It's going to go kind of like that, right there. And then you make a triangle or an angle for the notch. So now you see, I'm going to make it smaller here, right on the popsicle stick. And you need to do it just about the length of your pinky finger from the end. So I'm going to draw straight here. And then I'm going to go back and make that triangle right like that. See the angle? Same thing as this one here, okay? I'm going to do it straight, and then I'm going to go back right like that, okay? And I'm going to come over here and do the same thing over here, but I'm going to make it just about the width of my pinky finger. And I'm going to go straight, and then I'll go back right there. Same thing on this side, straight. And then we'll go backwards right over here. This one's a little bit, the popsicle stick has a little bit of a, we'll see if it works. Okay, now that I've made the pattern, okay, you can also use a Sharpie if you want to, okay, but the pencil will work just fine. So Lark said you can't see my pencil marks, so I'm gonna do it with a marker so that you can see what I just did, okay? There we go. There we go. Yeah, we'd love to have you come and do these at the library if you want to. We miss seeing all of you, so you have the option. You can do this as a make at the library or take it home. So, there, can you see them now, Lark? Okay. Okay, the next step is we are going to cut out those notches, and this was just a pattern for you. And I'm just going to pretend like I'm clipping toenails, so I just clip right in there. And then I'm going to go right here. Make sure you don't clip your own fingernails, or your own finger. You don't want to get your finger, as we had somebody who got their finger today and had to get a Band-Aid. So be careful, keep your fingers away. So there's one notch. I'm going to come over to the other side here. See how my fingers are out of the way, okay? And it's just like I'm clipping toenails. So down there, I'm going to flip it around just like this. There you go. Oh, yeah, that's just like I'm clipping my toenails. Now we'll go to this side right here. So I'm going to flip this around right here, so you can see. Okay. And then do this one here. There we go. So I'm going to have a nice good notch right there. I flip it around. This is the one I'm not sure about it might break off a little bit. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that one's going to break off a little bit. But if this happens to you, I'm going to show you what you can do if you have this problem. So a lot of part of science is working with something that might go wrong, and see how this didn't turn out perfectly. We're going to fix it so that it will work anyway. When you do it, it's called adaptability, and you'll find that out in the animal kingdom too. We're going to adapt. So that one, my notch is just a little bit, it broke off here, but it will still work. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to use our floss. Well, if you want to, this is the step where you're going to decorate it if you want to decorate it. So you can get out your duct tape if you want to, and you can decorate it however you want to. I'm just going to go right down one side like this. Okay. And duct tape is like tricky, so it's going to be about like that. So I can cut it off. Duct tape is always hard to cut, if you haven't noticed that already. Okay. I'm just going to take this right here, and I'm going to line it up. And this is just going to make it look nice. You don't even have to do this part if you don't want to. But if you want people to know, hey, this is my bow, then you might want to do it and decorate it with your own tape if you want to. Yep, and I went a little bit long, but that's okay. So I'm just going to wrap it around. And I'll just cut it off once I go around all the way. And with duct tape, there we go. Okay, so now here's my bow started. So now I'm going to bend it just a little bit and get that bow to start to bend. You see how it's bending like this? Okay. So this is where you get the word bow. So if you ever hear the word the board was starting to bow, it means that it's starting to warp or it's starting to curve. And that's where you get that shape of, is that bow. But now we're going to make it hold using the floss. And I'm going to use this end here that I know that is not going to cause me problems. And do you see how I have these two notches here that are good? This is where I'm going to have the string go from. If you look on this one right here, the string is on this side and this side where the knots are at, so that whenever I hold this bow, I can hold it with my little fingers right here, and then I can pull back like that, okay? So that's the knots. The notches that we are going to use are right here. And then you're just going to wrap it around, okay? And you're just going to tie a knot. And make sure that knot is over on that one side. Oops. Tricky parts with knots. So I put it over here on this side. So square knot, right over left, left over right. Then I'll put another knot on top of it just for good measure. Make sure it's nice and tight. And I'm going to go over one more time. Okay, wrapped it around. It's over on that side. Do you see how this is the bow? So now here's the part where it's gonna hold it. I'm gonna come over to here. On the opposite side, I'm gonna start to bow it, and I'm gonna start wrapping it on that same side as this knot over here. And I'm gonna go around the back, and I'm gonna pull it tight and start wrapping it around. So the more tension you get, or the more string when you pull it, the more bow from the wood part that you have, the more tension you will have, and the further you'll be able to shoot your bow. So now I've got this, I'm just wrapping round and round and round, and I'm gonna take it and just do a knot by going up and through. And put this guy down right back down the rabbit hole. Come here, you. There we go. Get it up there, put it right back down the rabbit hole. I'm gonna wrap it around again, make a rabbit hole, and have them go up and through the rabbit hole again. There you go. Nice good tension. Do you see the tension on this string? It's good. Okay. Take your scissors and trim it off. So there's the bow. The bow's all ready to go. Okay. And when I'm going to shoot it, I'm going to shoot from this end over here. So do you see how the strings on those ends are those notches over there? That's where I'm going to shoot it from, is over there. Okay, now we're going to do our arrows. So the next thing you want to do is cut off your arrow right here at the end. And if you want to, you can color it. So I'm going to color this one with a marker, because it's just kind of fun. You don't have to. But if you have multiple people in your family making this bow and arrow, and you want to collect your own arrows, you might want to decorate your arrows so you know, oh, that's my arrow. Okay. Okay, so I did that. Now, if you want to, you can notch this up if you want. And I'm just going to take the clippers, and I'm going to just get right in the middle there, and I'm just going to clip down. Okay. If you have an adult who wants to help you, you can use an X-Acto knife. That actually works better. But we're just going to use the clippers right here. Then you can use a little bit of scissors if you want to be very careful with them. Put it right down here. And then you can cut a little bit. So, see if I got that to work. That notched sort of okay. It's a lot better with an X-Acto knife. Let me try this one more time. But you don't have to notch it if you don't want to. There we go. That one will work. It kind of worked, didn't it? So, Lark got me another one so that we can do this. Okay. So now,
it's been notched with the...
Has it been notched? Oh, Lark is gonna, she showed me. So this one has been, if you see really closely, see if she can put it up. Can you see it right there? So that arrow has been notched with an X-Acto knife. So parents, if you want to help them notch it, you can with an X-Acto knife. Kids, don't use those X-Acto knives without a parental supervision, okay, without your adults. So the next step is, let me show you how to shoot it. So you take it, you hold it right here, you put your little notched arrow right here. And even if it's not notched, you don't have to do it notched. You grab it right here, you pull it back. Creates tension which is also what we call potential energy. So right here is called potential energy, and it's going to be transferred over into the arrow, which will create what we call kinetic energy, or energy in motion. So here is your cute little bow and arrow and Q-tip, made with a Q-tip and a popsicle stick, and it's with a Q-tip that was invented in 1923.